Oh shit! Of course, when I go live, my little internet might go like real crazy out here. Like yo, we live.
We live, pal.
All right, well shit, let's give it to him raw then. Three, two.
It's simple.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Item Most High, the Trent Reliatola here with my tag team partner, CT, aka Chitty Bang. What's happening?
What's happening? What's happening? We are the Underground of Professional Wrestling Podcast, bringing to you Reasonable Wrestling Podcast. It's been too long. It's been too long, but we're back. We're here to talk about the week that was in professional wrestling. If you're following us on Twitter, thank you. Following us here on YouTube, thank you for joining us. But if you haven't, check us out on RW Podcast One on Twitter. Check us out on Twitter. I mean on YouTube. Reasonable Wrestling Podcast, Instagram Reasonable Wrestling Podcast, TikTok Reasonable Wrestling Podcast. Pretty much all your medias of socialness you're on that bitch. Checking us out, and a shout out to all our. I was gonna say SoundCloud, but I'm not sure where they're listening. But Spotify, iTunes.
Don't play it because the SoundCloud is yapping right now. Okay, don't play. Don't play the SoundCloud. You know what? What I gotta be a why our SoundCloud ain't popping? Because I ain't rapping on there. You know what I'm saying? Why infamous poet ain't
they've been supporting. They've been showing love for years.
For years. I say why we ain't popping? Why our SoundCloud ain't popping right now? You know what I'm saying? Nah, man.
Yeah, man. But shout out to all you guys supporting. But yeah, man, let's talk about the week that was. Professional wrestling has been a minute. I do want to kick it off with Collision, which was yesterday. AEW Collision was a good show. I mean, like you were telling me in the chat, it was one of the blackest shows you've seen in a minute. So, tell me your takes on it.
Well, it was black for sure because the niggas was holding it down, and of course they ain't main event the show. That's just how niggas get down. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas will put anything in the main event other than a black person in the sword. You feel me? What? Hold on. I'm trying to give them props because listen, black people held it down and then got overshadowed by a mediocre program with a dinosaur. Now, that is a black experience, brother. Now, as I say that, I want to let you know that this podcast has been a wonderful component, and propelling within this community of two particular people. Damn, I'm nice with the words, bro. Like, God, the perpendicular pillar. I'm playing.
It was okay. It was all right. It was all right. I've seen better. You've done better. But yeah, I feel you, brother.
We've been for the most part,
we're big fans, supporters.
We've been very celebratory of, and I think that goes back. I'm trying to get back to the essence of who we are, what the show is, what it's supposed to be about right now. Granted, I smoke weed, shout out to the homie X, you know what I'm saying? Sativa 420. I drink my beer, and I don't want to come off as if I'm some ignorant bloke who doesn't necessarily appreciate the art form, right? Because we do get a few comments here now and then saying I'm a little bit too animated. You know what I'm saying? My histrionics is very much it turns people off. So I'm trying to be a little bit more.
Don't say. Listen, man, I want you to be yourself, bro. I mean, be yourself.
I'm educated. You know what I'm saying? I can be able to say we love Willow and we love Ricky. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's because listen, we try to big up Jade, Kiera, and Red Velvet. And I fucked around and I fucked it up, right? I that is one of our most viewed videos on YouTube, but it's not in any of the positivity that I wanted to accentuate in that video. You know what I'm saying? Like first 30 seconds is a turn on.
Listen, man, I'm over here trying to really have a great representation. So if I meet these girls one day, I could actually have a good rapport. And you're killing it, man. Yeah, I'm crushing on Red Velvet over here. And the one video we have, you killed my entire shot to even get a shot with her because we out here calling them bitches left and right. I'm fucked, bro. It's all good, man. what a wing, man.
See, this is why off camera I work so hard to be your real life bitch. You know what I'm saying? Because I fuck with the fantasy world so bad. You know what I mean?
It's all good, man. It's all good. But we love our black, wrestlers and black wrestling support. We support that since day one. We support Willow and her victory last night. It's huge for her in the women's tournament for the Owen Hart Memorial. And then we also support my man Ricky Starks. Man, we've been talking about him since Federation NWA. NWA. Sorry, I'm losing my words. But yeah, man, like these are two of our more our top five
newer found infatuations. You know what I'm saying? Like every so often we fall in love with a new black wrestler, and you know what I'm saying? With Cedric, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cedric, when he had the match with Ibushi, you know what I'm saying? I was not familiar with his work. My bad.
Yeah, Cedric. Cedric's. He still was the man. He still got it. I'm pretty sure. I mean, now we got Bobby with the Street Profits. We don't know what's going on there, so he might have been kicked them niggas to the curb. But all in all, we all know how.
It's been that way. But what I'm saying is that black wrestlers,
we know how good these people are and talented they are.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, again, between Willow and Ricky right now, both trying to find their way within a newer company. You know what I'm saying? Also trying to find their way with how they represent the culture, right? Because again, we're not a monolith, right? So everybody is represented a different way. Willow's putting it on right now for the.
I love Willow, man.
Yeah, man. Willow, you feel me? So
Willow, I think
that's
Willow,
a different representation for women too to see. And
absolutely, Willow to me is legitimately one of the best baby faces in the game right now. Like authentically herself, bubbly,
all brands, all promotions,
She just has this energy that you just want to root for. Like you just want to see her win. And I think that it's going to take her far, man. It's going to take her so far. Like I can't wait till she wins. I was just saying to you, I think she's next up for Toni Storm. Like you want to see me interested in the women's division, AEW, Willow Nightingale, Toni Storm. I know we've seen these matches in the past. I'm talking about an angle, like a real angle where you have the strong baby face versus the strong heel group. Toni Storm.
Speaking of that, and I'm not to cut you off, but I did. But speaking of that, that's incorporated in what the final was, right?
Yeah,
Ruby versus Willow, right? We talk about storylines all the time. I didn't really pay too much attention to commentary, but for me, I knew, so I didn't need them to tell a story. The match within the story told a story. You know what I'm saying? So Willow and Ruby was a good indication, a good start off if they want to continue down that path, like you were saying. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then we have Ricky Starks, who we are huge fans of since NWA. We know how talented he is on the mic and in that ring. We saw what him and MJF did a couple of months ago, or beginning of the year, and I saw a guy who's the main event caliber. He's putting on a little bit more weight. I think he can go a little bit more further, but him and CM Punk, put on a great show, and he ended up pulling out the victory. I thought CM Punk would be one to win off of some, him just being CM Punk type of thing, but
really? That's what you thought. That's what you thought.
I was worried about it. I was hoping for Ricky Starks, but I thought that, CM Punk might pull this up. When he says the thing of like, tell me when I'm not telling lies, that's his new thing. And he says that he's going to win this. I'm like, I guess I took it for face value, maybe too literal. And I could have seen him doing that. maybe, you know, but I could have seen them taking that and catapulting CM Punk into a more prominent angle from this victory. But I'm so glad that we got to see Ricky Starks take the victory because he definitely needed something. This guy has not won a title. He won the tag team titles. Will Hobbs, excuse me, I'm mistaken. Has he? Did he? No, he didn't.
No,
yeah, he has not won a title yet.
He had the FTW.
I don't mean that. I don't mean that. Let's be real.
Yeah, why you disrespecting the classic first and foremost, bro?
Listen, man, I don't recognize that title. It's not real. He was just like, he got it from like Brian Cage or something, and then held on to it. And it's not a real title. That's like, let's be real. It's just it's more of a prop than the prop itself. It's more of like, hey, look at me. I just have this title, and this is like just like a tool I use to get over. I'm talking about winning a title with prestige. The FTW Championship has been just tossed around from Team Taz member to Team Taz member, and that's all it's been. It's just been a representation of Taz's legacy that's just been passed down. That's all it's been to me. But I'm talking about like a real TNT, championship, maybe, AEW championship run, down the line. This is a good moment for him, put it that way, which he deserves.
I think even with this title, I don't know how much is going to necessarily really catapult him anywhere.
I don't think it's going to catapult him, but I do think it's necessary that he gets a big victory. Because if you're in AEW for it's been like 4 years, bro, and you haven't gotten like a big victory. I mean, I know he beat Chris Jericho, but that's not like a title or a tournament or something like that. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, I feel you. I don't think it's going to necessarily catapult him, but he definitely can compete for an international championship or a TNT championship with Luchasaurus. I could see him being the one to beat Luchasaurus, absolutely. And then him having a feud with Christian Cage. I would love to see them on the mic together. Him and Christian, I think would be a great angle. Because Christian is, I don't know why people haven't, I don't know if people notice, but Christian right now is a really good heel. Like, he's one of the best heels in the business right now. And he's better than most people in AEW. Like most competitors, Christian is better than them. And he hasn't, I know he's older and all that, but dude hasn't skipped a beat, and he makes his angles interesting, whether it be with Luchasaurus or Jungle Boy or Wardlow. He's the one who's making that interesting. So Ricky Starks and Luchasaurus and Christian Cage having that dynamic could be interesting.
Well, I will say I won't tassel back and forth with that. Ricky Starks and the TNT Championship. We've been calling that shit since forever. You know what I'm saying? It's so necessary to that mid card title, right? I'm saying, like, I think he's super essential. Just because he is Jericho in the 2000s, right? A main event guy that isn't quite yet a main event guy, but if I give him the IC title, if I give him the European title, I can keep him around long enough for the love steam. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's Jericho in WCW.
Nigga, he's Edge right now, nigga. Like, right? Like, Ricky Starks so much is like, yo, like, just put him in anything. King of the Ring tournament, Royal Rumble, right? We just need to see more of him because we know he is a star. You know what I'm saying? So I would not be mad at all if we have a verbal spar match between Christian and Ricky, where Ricky goes after Luchasaurus, and I think that would be, again, he will add relevance to that title. He will be a person that can make the title rather than trying to have the title make him. The title's tried to make Sammy Guevara, it's tried to make Wardlow, it's tried to make Will Hobbs, it's tried to make right now even Luchasaurus. Like, what he doing with it? You feel me? Like, it's trying to make people. It needs a person to make it so it can legitimize it. I think Ricky's the man for it. So I agree with you, man. I agree with you.
Yeah, man.
Willow, on the other hand, I agree with you on that too, right? I think Willow and Tony having a bona fide story to tell. You know what I'm saying? I think realistically, we're going to get Jamie Tony 3, right? I think Jamie's coming back. I don't know if her injury was serious, but I think she was enough to get some time off, and she'll get a significant pop. You know what I'm saying? Bro, August 27th is the long way. Tony needs an opponent for London. We already know what that's going to be, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it got to be the hometown. Got to.
Jamie?
Yeah. Got to.
Is she healthy?
I mean, what's healthy in wrestling, brother?
I mean, being able to stand on your left 2 feet, like, and having to able to put moves on. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure where her injury was and all that. So she did, drop the title to Tony. So, and that match wasn't all that. So, because of the injury. So I'm not sure what the origins or the status of her injury was or how long she was going to be out. But yeah, if that was what's in plan for her to come back in her home country and at All In, that could work. But I'll be honest with you, I like Willow way better as a baby face, and I wouldn't mind if she lost in All In just for an All Out for Willow to beat Tony. Like that's how I would do it. In Chicago, Willow wins the championship and is the main woman, and then you have Jade return, Jade Cargill, and Jade Cargill and Willow would be amazing. So I mean, that's me just fantasy booking, but I think Willow needs a championship in AEW. I think she's one of the biggest stars they have on the women's roster. And if she's not capitalized on like sooner than later, then you can kind of like peter her out and she loses all the time and she's a baby face. We like her a lot, but she's the one that comes on there just to give heat to people, like, get them more heat. I don't want her to become that. I want her to be like really get that shot.
Well, I mean, that's essentially what we thought she was before now. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like when she came out to help the girls, and he was like, "What's Willow doing here?" and shit like that. Like we saw her bigger than that, and she presented herself bigger than that. She went on to win New Japan Pro Wrestling Championship, and then went on to have a really good tournament, beat Athena, right? Also, if Toni Storm ain't in her rings, she already got a pin on Athena. Athena is potentially right now Women Wrestler of the Year. Right now, you know what I'm saying? Strongly, just putting on banger after banger after banger, and her and Willow was a banger. Willow Athena was better than Willow Ruby, right? The semifinals was Bill's Chiefs. You feel me? You know what I mean? Like it was Bill's Chiefs, nigga. And then we end up getting Chiefs Bengals from this motherfucker.
Wow, man. Don't be saying on Ruby like that. Ruby did her thing, man. Ruby has been having great promos and matches all tournaments.
Sure.
So shout out to Ruby.
I ain't finna knock Joe Burrow. I ain't knocking Joe Burrow. I just know he's boring as hell. You know what I'm saying? In that pocket.
Damn,
okay. Boring. Yeah, he get the job done. Ruby, listen, Ruby is a really great worker. Don't let me do this. Ruby's a really great worker.
I like Ruby the most. Yeah,
I do too. Right? I do, but I mean, again, in match quality, again, we talk about preference. I do think Athena and Willow was a different dynamic match quality, but Willow and Ruby was another different dynamic because ultimately, too, I think for me, because we're stuck in here by accident, I think they have another gear that they can get to, and that's going to be a storyline that they go with. I think Willow and Ruby can amp it up.
Speaking of
Willow, Athena was gunning. Yeah, I'm saying.
All right. I feel you on that. I mean, I'm never gonna talk down on Athena. You know how much of a big fan of her work is. I'm a big fan of her work. But speaking of taking up a notch, we had predictions of this whole, Outcast, angle and taking it up a notch. And you told me, oh, well, they're gearing towards blood and guts. They're gonna get everybody together, and it's gonna be Jade Cargill's gonna join, the originals and all that stuff. None of that shit is happening. And actually, exactly what I was telling you months ago about how trash this storyline with the Outcast has been for months, because they weren't going nowhere. They weren't going nowhere at all. But what we are getting is blood and guts with the men, and that's at least been building up to this. Now, granted,
we don't know. We don't know if the women's not going. No, we can't say that, can we?
I don't see any plans for it, bro. I mean, if you're gonna wait on it, even though Blood and Guts is like next week.
Damn, I'm sorry not to cut you off. Willow and Athena World Championship match this Friday.
Oh,
just
ROH?
on Twitter. ROH, yes. Just saw it. And we got Dave Garcia versus Shibata. Damn, I might have to shill out some money for this, cuz.
Dave Garcia versus Shibata is gonna slap. I'm not gonna front.
Yeah,
and Willow and Athena, man,
bang.
she got a victory on her. So I think Athena's title's in jeopardy. We'll see.
Bailey got injured. Oh my god.
Who got injured?
Bailey.
Oh, damn. At a house show?
Yeah.
No. I was just about to talk about her and Shotzi in a minute. But I hope she's all right. I hope she's not too bad. Sending healing energy to Bailey, man. I hope she's good.
Man, this is why we gotta have social media while we record, man. This is why we gotta stay on social media when we record, man.
Absolutely. Breaking news. You need a ticker on the bottom. Breaking news.
Right, yo, we do need that.
Willow versus Athena and Bailey and all that shit. But yeah. Speaking of Blood and Guts, I don't think it's gonna happen with the woman. I don't. It's already happening this week for the man. I don't see them doubling back on it just for the woman. I think this would have been the moment to do it. With that being said, I'm glad to get the culmination of this BCC versus Elite storyline. Kota Ibushi is making his debut in AEW. Huh?
Please wrap this shit.
But it should be a really good match. Kota Ibushi, think about this. You got Kota Ibushi, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Hangman Adam Page versus John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Pac. Is Yuta gonna be there? Because I heard he got injured.
The tag along is coming, of course.
Yuta and what was the other person? Is it
Konosuke?
Konosuke Takashita. So it's gonna be fire. Like just that match alone, the names in it, the performance that they can possibly give is not the same thing as Blood and Guts years ago when you had a bunch of guys where they were talented, but the names in this one should go out. Like Pac coming back and cutting that promo and Kenny, it's like, listen, I'm here to, we all know their history and their match, potential is gonna be dope. And I'm seeing him join the Blackpool Combat Club. I think the vibe checks, like he fits that group. With Bryan Danielson being injured, it's perfect.
Okay. I'm not gonna shit on it. Please don't let me do that. The names in this match are definitely more substantial than the very first one, right? The very first Blood and Guts was the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle. Yikes.
It was good too, man. Go back and watch it. It was good too. But if that was good, then imagine what this could be. That's what I'm trying to say. Like that Blood and Guts match, it wasn't a bad match. I know that you like the name value. I know you're not a fan of Shawn Spears and Sammy Guevara, but they went off. Both of those guys went off in that match. But yeah, this should be even more. It should be even better. I'm tuning in. I'll tell you that.
Well, I mean, it's not the fact that I'm not tuning in, but you talk about it's just war games, right? And I'm not trying. I'm right. I'm not trying to say that, but the storyline to war games has been met on both sides.
Not last year. War games was killer.
I'm not about to be a WWE kind of propagandist and be like, yeah, their storyline is amazing.
But it was. Think about it.
Not-
Oregon last year.
bro. Yeah, okay. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not. If we're doing it from year to year, story and name value, they're not even adding up here. The only thing that's getting me is name value. I just said I don't. Like you say, I'm happy to see a boat on this. Yes, please wrap this the fuck up, right? Like the story ain't knocking, but this match about to slap. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. I like this way more than
For sure.
like Stampede in the Arena or whatever it was called. Like that, I don't like that match.
And shit like that. Yes.
This is more my vibe. I can you can sell this to me. I can watch this.
And but that's my thing with you and I. With the storyline to Stadium and Stampede, it's better. That's just passion. Right? So if you can just combine the two and Voltron it, right? If you give me the storytelling of Matt Hardy and Wonderful, the Legion, all that shit, but you put Kenosha right this like because this story, I still don't know what Don Callis' motivation is. I still don't know what Kenosha's motivation is. I don't know why Pac came back where he still got guys here, right? He didn't come fist bump his niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like how he just entered in another gang warfare. You already got gang. You know what I'm saying? How you crew happen? You know what I'm saying? Did you get jumped out? Did you get jumped in?
Wait.
He's trying to figure shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Chris Jericho might be crew hopping too. Like it's crazy. It's crazy in AEW.
Bro, but that's what I'm saying. AEW trying to do this gang warfare, but they ain't really doing it correctly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it. This
storyline's been trashed. I'm not gonna hold you. Like,
but this is the end of the school year fight though. Sometimes there ain't no storyline to it. Sometimes you're like, oh, I just been what I can't get suspended.
I just been wanted,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Sometimes it ain't no storyline involved to it, nigga. Oh, see other people fighting. Man, you know what I'm saying? Like Carmelo Anthony at the Garden, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And run away. But I get what this. The names to this, the names on this, bro. I'm locked in, right? I can't.
And that's what I gotta get at, because like a lot of times with AEW, I've learned and they've taught me that their storytelling is ass. So I gotta be like, all right, let me just ignore that shit. What's the match? All right, boom. All right, I can go and check this out.
You came over to the dark side, huh? Yeah, okay.
Sometimes it be like that, man. Sometimes it be like that. I mean, sometimes I can also be like, you know what, this is better than I expected, or this is not as good. But I think they're learning to add more storytelling. I think they're still in the process of getting better at storytelling. Do I like their flavor all the time? Not necessarily, no. But they've had hits and misses, and they know what their audience likes. I'm not with their audience. Like for instance, the Adam Cole MJF stuff, I think is a decent storyline. I think it's a good storyline. Is it all what I would have done? No, not necessarily. But I think the Strange Bedfellows Tag Team Tournament is something different. And it's something that you can hold off on having a competitor for MJF while getting more deeper storytelling along the lines. They're building towards this double clothesline move. And when it does happen, the rumor's going to pop. But is that what I look for in wrestling? Is like you guys selling a move and not doing it for weeks and it finally happens and, oh, they did the clothesline. Not me. I'm not going to be sold up by that. A lot of those, marks for AEW are going to be like, oh my God, I can't wait for the double clothesline, which we've seen a million of them in wrestling. For some reason, it's going to matter more for this. And great, cool, but I'm more interested in.
That's my thing, though. There's no why between that.
I'm more interested. No, because it's a tournament. They were pairing people up through a randomized to see who's going to be next tag team competitor.
But that's my whole thing is. Okay, we're here now, so okay, it's fine. Well, this is what I wanted to say for it. You like the storyline. Why? And I'll mute myself so you can tell me. And I want to know because it's not that I want to shit on it. It's just, and you're gonna tell me, I know it's not for you. I want to know why it's for you, right? Because
Here's the thing. I'm not saying that necessarily what I would have done with the storyline. Like I wanted to see more heat, but what I'm saying is that this is going to hold time over to get to the eventual match that we're going to get. This is building, just like you got to give it some time to simmer. This is a building thing between Adam Cole and MJF. Now, if you look at MJF and Adam Cole, they had a match, really good match, one of the best TV matches, in my opinion, of the year. And then it was a time limit draw. They are now forced to tag team, and over the course of them tagging, they're actually becoming a little bit more friends, a little bit more, understanding each other a little bit more. Adam Cole hasn't always been a squeaky clean good guy, so he can kind of see MJF a little bit in his ways and do things like him. And we all know MJF has ulterior motive, and that is probably to keep Adam Cole away from the title and keep him as a buddy. Enemies are, my enemies are closer. Keep your enemies closer, than your friends. Sometimes type of shit. So I see that as my through line in this whole thing, while integrating other tag teams into it, and eventually they win the tournament and go after FTR, where we'll see the official turn by either MJF or Adam Cole. Maybe Adam Cole sees it coming and he's been counting on it the entire time. Maybe maybe he's not, and MJF sneaks him. But that's the moment that it takes it then to the next level where we can build towards All Out or All In, depending on when they want to have the match. So that's what I look at it as. I don't see. I see it as a long-term build. I don't see it as something that's going to happen in a month or two. I think it's something that, where you don't have a pay-per-view right now for the month of July. Let's just do something with these guys every single week that keeps people interested and builds on the character development of these two guys. So that's why I'm not too opposed with it. And it's not, him just setting up Adam Cole with opponents every single week. Like, you don't like that. You've been complaining about that.
Okay. One of my biggest issues with this storyline is how it started. I'm a fan of yours. It's done that again with everybody. And again, he's a young kid, so you can be a fan of everybody at this age. I'm not about to knock you on that. But I remember his promo where Adam Cole and them was in the middle of the ring, and I felt like he ate his cookies. And when you say I wanted more heat, nigga, that's what it deserved, right? That's what it deserved. That's that is what a feud for the championship title is about. It's not about this nigga doing show tunes like he was doing with Jericho, or what I'm saying, forming a fucking tag team. What he doing with Adam Cole, or him joining the Inner Circle or with Jericho, or like, what I'm saying, like at the same time, like. I just feel like that MJF and Adam Cole has so much potential in this buddy cop thing that they got. Going to the bar, playing video games, mirroring each other's interests. Like, bro, I just goaded you into having a match. We just had the best TV match of the year. I cheated in that match. I goaded you into having a match with Tanahashi. You had to. I'm the ace. I'm the goddamn ace. I'm the best thing in the motherfucking company. And now y'all friends for like 2-3 weeks straight, bro.
No, I hear you.
And then somehow Adam Cole either got to be stupid enough or smart enough to watch behind when MJF is like, I got you, or I didn't see it.
No, I think you're right to some degree, because I remember the angle when it was Adam Cole's birthday. They had a match, and then he had the cake and all that stuff, and he's like, "Oh, make a wish," and he told him to make a wish. I didn't mind that, but to me, it's a missed opportunity. He said, "Oh, what was your wish?" He should have been like, my wishes for another match, and he says no. So he could have been tagging with me the entire time, but still saying, yo, buddy, like, my wish is that my birthday wish is to have an another AEW championship match. And they didn't do that, So there's, like I always say, AEW is like so close, but so far sometimes. And that whole angle with the birthday cake and all that stuff was completely silly to me. I think that it was just to show that I think they try to get fans to make MJF likable, so that when he does something dastardly, it's like, oh my God, we fell for it again. But I think it's kind of play. I think it's kind of play.
Why do you need to do that? And that's frustrating for me as like a real competent motherfucking person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need you to try to motherfucking dupe me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fine with being duped. I want to be duped right now. This ain't dupeable, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just try to dupe me for no reason.
They want us to feel bad for MJF and say, oh, he doesn't have friends, but now he finally has a friend and all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, this guy's an asshole. Like, of course. But MJF has a way of switching to this like goofy character that is kind of charming. It's weird. He can do it. He can do both. But I did not mind what they're doing as of right now. As I know you want that heat and that contention, which makes sense. Don't get me wrong. Like, I would do the same. But if you have a long time until you actually are going to get the payoff, then you got to tell some story in between. And to keep them away from fighting each other, you have them tag team.
But we don't have to. My thing is this, bro. And this is my thing where I'm like, Tony, you're stubborn, or us, we're stubborn as fans, bro. Be able to accept the pivot. We're expecting Punk to fucking go after Kenny Omega and the boy. That nigga came out with a bag with the championship. That should be his objective. Everybody, we can't talk about this professional wrestling thing, nigga. And everybody objective ain't the fucking main title, bro.
Sure.
Like, I'm not hearing that everybody got all these other fucking grievances. Yet MJF, the fucking Jewish golden boy, walking around with a Burberry fucking title, and don't nobody want that bitch.
But that's the same thing going on with Roman Reigns right now. Roman's been doing that since WrestleMania. Nobody has been going after him for the championship.
Okay, Roman and MJF is different. I ain't really rolling up on no Samoan, nigga. I can tell you that. But I can fucking roll up on MJF if I want to. Nigga, he played D-tackle. You know what the fuck them niggas do? You know what a D-tackle do, nigga? Concussion every play. He crazy. I ain't trying to run up on him.
All right. I'm just saying, it was good for goose, good for the gander, man. Like,
nigga, it's different gooses and ganders and ducks and all types of
all right.
It's some differences up in that motherfucker, you feel me?
Okay.
But I think also the cachet of it all, right? To your point, yes. Everybody's ducking Roman, but right now that's because he had a force field, right? Which we talking about reasonable conversations, right? He had a force field that looked like it was impenetrable, right? He had his three locked-in cousins that were brothers that was like, we gonna fucking die for this. And then all of a sudden they're like, we gonna die for what? You know what I'm saying? And no niggas started over. So we gonna start seeing a lot again, we talked about Bobby. You think Bobby really is scared of some cousins? He done whooped a few cousins' ass together, like collectively. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Bobby ran through some family members as a unit. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's my thing, right? Roman and MJF, I would consider to be a different beast of the same animal of a different beast, right? Mm-hmm. Where MJF is the champion that you know or you think that he's the Miz, right? Everybody thought that they'd get out for the Miz, and yes, the Miz found a way to get out because, you know, that's the character, but that's the MJF character, right? And to me, I'm not seeing enough of people challenging MJF as if he's MJF. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need a lot of niggas to be like, bruh, you damn near took your ball and ran home, nigga, because a lot of them was getting some shine and some more money than you. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, are you really built for this? Like, I need niggas to start coming at him like Adam Cole did to goat him into a match to be like, nigga, you soft, right? Because that's the story. He's proved himself where a lot of niggas still can't say that he's soft, but a nigga can play on his mental like Adam Cole did and goat him into things because mentally he's soft. That's the character trait. That's a character development. If you want to tap into that as a heel, then that's something you need to be able to do as champion. Niggas can goat you into doing some stupid shit. And you're like, fuck, I did some stupid shit, and get yourself out of it because that's why you're champion. But nigga, you still gotta be able to goat yourself into some difficult situation. You can't sing, dance, and motherfucking mimic your way out of shit all the time, bro. Niggas ain't gonna nigga. Nigga, he need a black person. I need him to be like, yo, I watched you my whole life, man. I wanted to be just like you, brother. That's what I need. I need a black competitor come at this. So
Will Hobbs. Try shit on Will Hobbs.
Man, hey man, I want to come to Sacramento when I was a kid to see how you really live. You know what I'm saying? That's some shit. I want him to be a friend with Will Hobbs and ride through the fucking thing, nigga. That's what I want to see. Do some dumb shit like that.
That should be funny. That should be funny. That'd be dope. I actually am not opposed to it, dog. That's quality TV, man. Oh man, but no, I fucking hear your point though. Seriously though, I did hear your point with the whole thing. We'll see how things go. With Adam Cole, Baby, and MJF. But I don't think it's terrible. It was just something that I must watch. Now, no, it's not must watch TV to me right now, but it's not a bad story to me by any means. Jericho flirting with the BCC and Don Callis don't really like it because if he leaves the Jericho Appreciation Society without them leaving him, it's like why'd you even make this group? Get Daniel Garcia over, get Sammy Guevara over, and let them leave you. That's how it should go. They should be beating you rather than you leaving them. But hey, it's a clusterfuck over there. I don't get they don't get it how to make a new star. Sammy Guevara
Paul Heyman, and it's not working.
Yo, they had Sammy Guevara chasing Chris Jericho's tail all his whole AEW career. When are we gonna see him actually, stand up to him? That's what Daniel Garcia was convinced to not go to the Blackpool Combat Club. Now you're gonna do it. Now you want to join Don Callis and his family or whatever it may be. Yeah.
Well, what is Jericho going to do in the Blackpool Combat Club?
I'm not sure if he's trying to join the club or just join Don Callis. I'm not sure what the deal is, but I'm just glad he's not in this blood and guts match because that was a rumor going around. There was another rumor that CM Punk was going to be another person, but the Young Bucks were like, "Nah, I'm not with it. They're not trying to have CM Punk be a part of this match." So hey, it is what it is, man.
Why not? You'll be able to take a screwdriver to his forehead.
We'll see what goes down at the blood and guts match. Either way, they need to get these groups split up, built around a screwdriver. Meanwhile, the House of Black. We're gonna see more screwdrivers in that match for sure. Yeah. Did you see John Moxley with all those chopsticks in his head?
No. What's going on with this nigga now?
I gotta just show it to you, man. But yeah, we'll move on.
I think before we get out of here, we got to talk about Hook and Jack Perry. Or for my Baltimore niggas, Jack Purr. You know what I'm saying?
Jack Purr is awful. He's horrible, bro. He is horrible, my guy.
He's trying to be a big time super Hollywood guy, and I don't even think his dad was that famous. No disrespect. God bless his dad. You know what I'm saying?
Oh Lord.
Was his dad that guy for him to be like, I'm a big time child star movie actor? Right?
His dad was a pretty big deal. He was.
Okay.
But he's not. Shit.
Okay, that is for sure. You know what I'm saying? You are not your daddy's son, nigga, for sure.
Yeah, you
nigga.
are not.
Yeah, now.
But
Yeah.
the one thing I said last time we potted a couple weeks ago, they're ruining Jungle Boy, bro. They ruined everything. And to be quite honest, I know Luchasaurus is TNT champion, but they're not doing what they can do with him maximize his ability and the talent he has either. It's really they since their tag team run was the height of their career so far. Their tag team run, they had some really great matches, but both of those guys have been completely shitted on since that tag team broke up. Um, I'm pretty sure Lucha Pro is probably like, no, I'm TNT champion, but really it feels like Christian's the TNT champion. To be quite honest to you, um, it's weird, man. On watch AEW, it's just weird. Jack Perry was supposed to be the one guy that stayed true to his morals and did not want to turn heel. And his he chooses the moment after he loses to Sonata to then just throw Hook to the floor, and that's your turn when you had the AEW championship in your hand to hit somebody with it in a fatal four way and become champion, and you didn't take that chance. But no, losing to Sonata is just one beat too far, and then you attack Hook, who had nothing to do with you losing. It makes no sense. So like you said, the motivations behind some of these characters are just lacking. It doesn't put two and two together. Like if you turn with MJF, it makes sense because MJF was the one who's trying to be the devil to coerce him to say, "Listen, you're talented. Do things your way." But now he turns it with Hook, and now he's running away from Hook the entire time. It's goofy as shit to me. And he sucks. He's like 10 times worse on the mic as a heel, and I don't know how that's possible because you have more freedom as a heel to say whatever you want. It's like he's struggling.
Says shit a lot. He likes to say shit. That's the word.
That's the
You know what
word.
I'm saying? That's the word. Everybody.
Yeah, Jungle Boy is horrible, bro. I can't do it, man. Or Jack Perry, whatever you want to call him. I really do think that they missed the ball on that. Should have kept him a baby face until he won a championship this year. That was his New Year's resolution, was win some gold. Even if it was like the end of the year, December, and he didn't turn, and then he finally wins the TNT championship, it would have been a great moment for him after all this time, staying true to his morals, and then it means something when he's champion. He's like, I'm a fighting champion. Or he wins an international championship or something, whatever. But no, they ruined Jack Perry, man. I don't know where you go from here with him, honestly. You lose to Hook, and then what? Keep talking shit and saying you're banging the hottest bitch in the game, which it doesn't sound authentic at all.
Nah, because to be quite honest, it's a couple other joints that got some. I'm saying shout out to the homie Montez. Shout out to the homie Andrade. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the homie Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Uso. It's some niggas that got some things around here. Jungle Boy, Jack Perry. I get it. It's rare that you got a white bitch with a fat ass, but I'm trying to tell you, it's a little bit normal on the melanin side, brother. You know what I'm saying? So relax yourself, cool yourself. And from a short person myself who has climbed some trees, I want you to know it ain't just cause you a short nigga and you pulled a fine, tall looking, shapely joint. You feel me? I know from experience how that is. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it go to your head, youngin. You know what I'm saying? Please. It's a lot of niggas that got better bitches than you. Like, well, listen.
Funny thing about it is I don't even
big your bitch up though, for sure.
I don't even think he believes what he says, man. It's just like it was a bad decision. It was a whole turn. It was a bad decision. Like he doesn't believe it. I can't put the file of John Moxley in the Google Drive right now, and I can't upload it here. But check it out when you get a chance. He has like sticks out of his fucking head, looking like fucking onion.
That nigga Moxley crazy.
Yeah.
That nigga Moxley.
But yeah, he's crazy, bro. He's nuts. Moving on. Anything else in AEW that we need to cover before we get out of here?
Nah, not really.
We got Swerve and Darby Allin doing their thing, which is interesting. Keith Lee and Dustin or they're doing their tag team, which I don't know what's going on with that. Um, yeah, let's move on. Anyways, let's talk about the bloodline, and the storyline. So we have been a minute since we tackled that storyline. Now, last we're going to we missed the tribal court, which to me was one of the best. It had so many moments, but this tribal court segment was one of the best performances by Roman Reigns I've seen in his entire career. Um, I just wanted to give him
Really?
his props on that. Yo, Roman Reigns has a way of connecting like his character to his real life, and then to cry on the spot, and shed tears. The mental manipulation that he does with his cousins, even when they're against him, to turn it and to think like he's gonna kneel to him and cry, and like so he's like it felt like he's like a guy struggling with the weight of being the tribal chief. And he's like, do I want all this power? Do I want all this? And then he's like, no, you can have it all, And he was really tapping into that. He's like, do you want me to take care of your kids? You're showing them all this, you want my daughter's gonna think about me. All that stuff is real shit that you would say to somebody who showed your family, like trying to get them on their side and all that shit, showing the whole world your worst moments. It wasn't like anything he said was wrong. Like he said things that were facts. Like, you're showing me my worst moment. You think I want it to be like that? Like, all that stuff. But at the same time, when he puts his knee, he takes the beads off, puts on to Jay, and takes one knee and he starts crying, and then he takes another knee, and Jay's like, all right, yo, like he tries to hug him and like all right, maybe I've gone too far. Maybe like, we're getting out of hands here. I didn't want to make him cry and kneel to me and all that shit. Goes to hug him. He gives him a low blow. Like that type of deep thought, twisted psychopath behavior of Roman Reigns that is so subtle that it feels natural. It's so subtle that it's like I do think Roman Reigns is one of the best heels of all time because he's righteous in everything he does. He's like legitimately he thinks he's doing the right thing, but he's using his emotions, he's using his family and what they feel for him against themselves. And it's borderline, abusive or flat out abusive, and then they put Jimmy through the table. It's all ego, at the end of the day. It's like when you put your ego above your family, that type of shit. I'm the best. I'm the man. You should, treat me this way. And your ego just goes crazy that you don't care about any of the base morals that you treat blood with, I think is what he's showing. That family feud type of shit.
I will say this. I will say this. Roman and this feud has been able to make diversions and pivots and developments that allow me to kind of stay engaged. But this also does need to find its way to a crescendo. You know what I'm saying? I know we're kind of working ourselves there, so I'm not about to push it or anything like that. But this is only a continuation of Roman's best work. I think Roman's best work is in the past, right? I think right now, until he's able to establish himself within a new challenge, because this challenge isn't new to him, right? Like you said, the ability to like blend character in real life, like this is why it comes so natural, right? Like I've been playing these little niggas my whole life, and getting our ass whooping their ass, like all sorts of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
right, and that's
so
plays into it.
That's why, and again, that's why I don't mind watching that family dynamic to it, but at the same time, like there's a time where we waited so long for Jimmy and Jay to either have their moment or come together, which they did. They said that they'll be inseparable. They was now separated. Jay's back and the way of defending his brother. Now, my thing is, bro, this is a cycle, right? Because when or if Roman beats Jay ass again, who's saving him like last time? Is it going to be Jimmy or is it going to be Solo? Like, that's what I'm saying. Now, where's the wrinkle in it, right? Because my thing is, like, we've seen ruthless Roman beat Jay with the chair ruthlessly, choke him out with a guillotine ruthlessly, humiliate him ruthlessly. Like, is Jay about to snap now and return that? Because, like, what is his motivation? His motivation, he already didn't want to be the tribal chief. What changed since the last time we potted? Nigga, like, we potted July 3rd. It's July 16th. What changed from July 3rd when he was like, man, you want to be tribal chief? No. You want to be tribal chief? No. What changed to that to now you like, I'm tribal chief, main event chief? What changed, nigga? You know what I'm saying? What's the motivation now?
I told you that they were building to this, though. I said, listen, when the entire time Paul Heyman's telling him, like, you're up next, tribal chief, and you're the one, we thought you could be the man. And he's like, I think all that, do you want to be, do you want not want to be? No, was built to the tag team match. But once, they win and he pins Roman, he's the one that pins him. I think this is a little bit story, a little bit conjecture, honestly. It's a little bit like after he takes out my brother, I'm going to take everything from him, and that's his title and that's his chieftaincy, and that's what this is about. It's pride, it's family, it's blood, it's revenge, it's all that tied into one, and his championship, like at this point. So we'll see, Jay and Roman 3, like 3 years in the making, and I'm down for it, bro. Like I really am curious to see how this plays out, because every time they do something, whether it's Roman and Solo versus Sammy, whether it's Roman and Solo versus the Usos, now it's Roman versus Jay, they have stretched this shit out so fucking long, and it's always been good. We've popped every pay-per-view. We've had a moment where we're like, oh shit, like, yo, can you believe that? And we're going in group chat, chatting it up because we're so engaged. I can't not expect that it's going to be the same at SummerSlam. So I'm not gonna doubt them, at this point.
Well, my thing is, I am now more skeptical again with the decision making of the roster construction. When SummerSlam, to me, this is either a stroke of Roman's, you know what I'm saying, or this is I literally don't have anybody for him right now, right? Because Roman and Jay ain't SummerSlam worthy, but the storyline makes it, right?
But they were, but I think they are. Like, I think Roman and Jay at this point in time is SummerSlam worthy because of the story. It's been 3 years. Jay has gotten to the point where, with everything he's done over the past year alone, with Sami Zayn and all that stuff, he has separated himself from just being an Uso, and he's seen as a singles act as well, to the point where, yeah, if you can have SummerSlam with Dolph Ziggler facing for a championship, why not? You can with Jay. Like, Jay is way better, than a mid-card act going after a championship. He is a actual main event act to me. He's shown it in the ring. He showed it on the microphone. He showed it in his ability to tell a story. Only thing that he doesn't have it is in the size and the stature and history of, like, being a champion in the past. But he's just now transitioning from a tag team act into a solo act, and I do see that Jay could one day be a champion. Now, it's a matter of him being accepted by the fans, and the fans love the guy. So I think that's all it is to it. I don't think he's going to win. I don't think it's time for Roman to lose, but I think he can definitely compete, especially with the storyline, like you said.
I think for me it is tougher because I just feel like me, Roman and Roman to me, I think just needs the growth more than Jay does. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just my biggest thing. You know, like Roman, because these matches with Jay aren't gonna matter when the person who eventually beats him because it won't beat Jay.
I think you're looking too far into it because like this is the best storyline in wrestling. Yeah. Like, what were you going to do as for SummerSlam? That's going to be bigger than this, like, in your mind.
Roman Bobby, we could have got Bobby back before. We know why Bobby's back. We know Bobby ain't back for Austin Theory. You know what I'm saying? We already know. He already tweeted that he ain't waiting in line. He already tweeted that he don't acknowledge nobody. He already, you know what I'm saying? Like he already. Like when Bobby got drafted, like that should have been something already in the works for SummerSlam. Almighty versus the Tribal Chief, as the bloodline has already broken down, right? And Roman's vulnerable. Bobby's able to strike now. It makes the Godzilla King Kong joint for SummerSlam.
Do you think they could have had a storyline that was as good as this by SummerSlam? Bobby
a storyline as good as what, like Roman and Cesaro? I mean, we talking about like matches that I'm talking about something that even if Bobby's not beating Roman at SummerSlam, I do believe still that those big four are spectacles for main, like Ronda Shayna is big. Ricochet Logan Paul is big. Charlotte, Bianca, Asuka triple threat is big. Bobby Roman is big. When I mention all those other matches, then I throw in Roman versus Jay. One of those things aren't like the other. Granted, the storyline is better than every other match on there, but that ain't a big time match. You know what I'm saying? Like,
how could you say that, man? I don't see how you can say that because they've had a big time match twice that we were like saying these are
no, again, yes, those big time matches happen at what review though, Chidi, which made them big. That made it, they're like Hell in a Cell, and they're like what Money in the Bank
years since, and you think that Jay has gotten no credit grown from that as his talent?
I'm not discrediting that at all. What I am saying though is that when we talk about psychology as a fan, the suspension of disbelief.
Let's be real.
Hold on. My suspension is not. Hold on. Let me finish. My suspension ain't Jay beating Roman at SummerSlam.
Let's be real. There's no suspension this week for anybody beating Roman right now. It doesn't matter who they put up against him.
Yes.
Oh my God!
Yes.
You just said yourself he doesn't got to beat Roman. You just say so. You're not even saying. You don't even believe what you're saying.
No,
you just said
I know. Yes. Okay. This is my thing because I don't mind being back in the corner. I can find myself out. Listen. We talked about the slither of Seth winning against Finn, right? I said, nigga, it's no chance. You was like, nah, nigga, it gotta be a chance. Okay, that's how I feel about Bobby fighting Roman. Man, nah, nigga, it gotta be a chance, nigga. It's even though it ain't no story, it's Bobby. They ain't just gonna job out Bobby. It's a chance, bruh. Ain't no nigga with Vince music, brother. Ain't a chance Jay walking out with the title. You can give me the dusty finish. You can get 1, 2, 3 crowd popping everything like that, and they restart the match. You can give that, but he ain't winning no fucking title, cuz. So I'm just saying, I can't. And bro,
all right,
bro,
all right. I don't think any, but I mean, I hear
house too, whatever. I would eat it.
Okay, okay, bet. My thing is right now. My thing is right now. I think that Jay, like, because of the storyline, has just as good as a possibility to win as anybody else on the roster. If you've seen the way they've been telling the stories for the past couple of years now with Roman.
Yes.
Because we're like, okay, who's the guy that can now the story is who can beat him. The story is who can beat Roman.
He knows his weaknesses. He knows he's been in the ring with him multiple times more than anybody else has. I'm not discouraging you on that at all. I do believe that with Jay pinning Roman, there has been the built-in storyline. Jay was the first person to beat Roman when they were undefeated, right? Jay is the last person to beat Roman, as he hasn't been pinned in 3 years. There has always been continuation or a continuity within the dynamic of the storytelling between the cousins. But who is the man? Yes, Jay has taken off the face paint. Jay has opened up a penitentiary. Jay even freestyled on TV, my nigga. Jay done came in with the grills. Jay done got tatted up. Jay done fucking worked on the mic skills. Jay done did all, but they ain't the man still, bruh. So when I'm trying to say, like, that's going to be a really good match, Jay's going to give him everything he has. Jay going to do everything he got to do to motherfucking get by. But what I'm trying to tell you is that I know at the end of SummerSlam, there will not be a fucking doubt of in my mind of who that champion is going to be. And that is what I'm saying when I say the roster construction of SmackDown, whether it was Bobby or Shinsuke or LA Knight with the briefcase or whoever the fuck, it just presents a different challenge of like, hey, Roman, you ain't never seen this threat. He sees Jay as not a fucking threat for his whole life. Whole life. Bro, character, real life, Joe and fucking Jonathan. I don't see you as a threat, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I believe him. That, you know, comparing to MJF and Roman Reigns type of situation, I believe everything Roman says in a feud.
Okay. Let me ask you something. I mean, you might not have known this, but SummerSlam 1994, my favorite wrestler, Bret the Hitman Hart, defended his World Heavyweight Championship in a steel cage match against his brother, Owen Hart. Owen probably didn't have a shot to win that, and he did not win that match. It's still a classic match. At this point, this is what WWE is doing. They're booking big moments, and that's what I've always asked for, big moments and storytelling. So I'm not going to complain about this. You can say he's not going to win it. I'm with you. Hey, I won't complain. Owen did not have no fucking chance. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Owen did, and he didn't win. So my thing is,
but I want to let's be 100% real though about the times though. Yes, Bret was the guy. Owen was presented more than what Jay has, and I would say it can be. And if you want to say it's equal, hold on.
Go ahead.
Owen was not more of a. Oh, hold on. You're telling me Owen was not more of a threat to Bret than Jay is the threat to Roman? Is that what you're trying to say? You said
presented just now. You just said that Roman wasn't presented. Jay has been presented on TV as one of the main, if not the main guy in SmackDown for a year now. Yeah, Roman's the guy.
When Survivor Series happened, when Owen pushed Brett, was that not the biggest fucking thing happening about whoa, right? So we're like,
when the Usos just turned on Roman a month ago, was not the biggest thing we're talking about in wrestling.
And yes, what I'm saying is what you're talking about. We never SummerSlam, Owen Brett 2, correct? Right? Yeah. Because they wrestled at WrestleMania, which was a more competitive match than they had in any fucking match he had with Roman. That's why I'm trying to say he was more of a threat. WrestleMania 10, Brett had to win with a fucking schoolboy to get the fuck out of there, okay? Like, oh my God, I almost lost to my little brother. I can't do that shit, right? Roman beat the fuck out his little cousin, cuz however many times, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. So at SummerSlam,
actually beat Brett. He beat Brett.
Owen beat
defeated at WrestleMania. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry. Owen beat Brett at WrestleMania. A dynamic that we do not have on this side. Okay. So when SummerSlam came, Owen has already been parading that I beat you, nigga. I can beat you again, nigga.
And Jay beat Roman in a tag team match, pinned him. He hasn't been pinned in years. And Jay pinned him. I'm just saying.
I can tell you this. The difference between Brett and Roman. I can tell you this. Brett lost the motherfucking own heart and he did giving sunglasses to motherfucking kids and shit like that. That motherfucking Roman lost to Jay and he put his brother in the hospital. That's all I'm trying to say. It's a difference. It's a difference.
All right. We'll see. At the end of the day, Roman not losing his championship to WrestleMania. I'm gonna call it right now. I don't think he's losing. I don't think Bobby beating him. I don't think anybody beating this guy. I don't think Edge, AJ, nobody has a shot. So how do you stretch this shit out? All right, we do the fall angle with Bobby. We might have that culminate at Survivor Series. We'll figure out Royal Rumble and WrestleMania after that. But Roman ain't losing to nobody from now until
Cody do back to back.
Huh?
Does Cody do back to back?
Yeah. I'm not, in my opinion, Cody should face Roman again back to back. Because that storyline has not finished. That story has not finished. Now I'm not sure if they're going to do it. I don't know if they're going to do that. But
if they run Cody back to back,
it's either Cody or The Rock. Cody or The Rock. One of those two. I'm not sure if The Rock will come to Philly. I'm not sure if he's going to wait until what are they doing after that? I don't know. But yeah, man. Cody or The Rock. I don't see nobody else that can beat Roman at this point. If Bobby beats him, I'm going to praise it for sure. The Almighty overcame, Roman. That's going to be dope. But I just don't see them doing that, man. I just can't picture that right now. And I could be wrong, but,
Okay. I feel you on that. Now, one topic of discussion we did want to talk about is who's Seth, kind of dancing partner through all of his situation, right? He got, we're seeing Damian Priest just Money in the Bank. Right? We did the Money in the Bank review. Thank God we did that.
Yeah,
and then, so what is kind of Seth's? He don't have a SummerSlam dancing partner at the moment. You know what I'm saying?
I think low key. Here's what I want to see. I think we're gonna get a tag team match with Judgment Day versus Sammy and KO. But which two competitors do you want to see go against them? I'd rather see Dom and Priest go against Sammy and KO, and you have Finn versus Seth again at SummerSlam. I'm dead ass. I want Finn to beat Seth for the championship, and then Damian cash in on him. That's what I would do to stir shit up, stir the pot. And next night on Raw, September to the fall, is about Damian Priest defending his championship and the the betrayal of Finn. Finn turns back to being babyface. Seth trying to get his victory back. That becoming a triple threat for Night of Champions and so on and so forth. Or no, they don't do Night of Champions. I think they do something else. But anyways, that's what I would do.
Yeah, they do Night of Champions or Clash of Champions or something. One of the two.
They did Clash of Champions already, and where Roman didn't defend the championship, so they're probably not this year. They already,
Well, I think his pay-per-view structure don't really. Again, we're already in the second half of.
Yeah.
We're on like half of the year, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do they do? What, Hell in a Cell? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Whatever. Like, I mean, and like you said, Survivor Series, and then they got Royal Rumble. So they're gonna have a huge gap as far as.
We're gonna try to go to Australia. I think they canceled that. They canceled that trip in the summer. And because if you realize, all the big shows like SummerSlam have been in the States, but everything in between has been outside the country, whether it be Puerto Rico, London, Montreal, and they were gonna do September show in Australia, but that's been canceled. So that show is gonna be like an Extreme Rules or something, and they booked something in the States. So it might be like a Michigan or something. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna check real quick because I don't want to just talk out my ass for that. But I'll catch up with you on that.
Doing Payback, Fastlane, Crown Jewel, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble.
Okay, so, Payback. Guess what it was?
It's Payback. Payback is going to be September 2nd in Pittsburgh. Fastlane going to be in Indiana. Crown Jewel is going to be in Saudi. And Survivor Series is going to be in Illinois, Chicago.
What is the date for Survivor Series?
November 25th.
All right. So I would do that, man. I would have Finn win it just to lose it to Damian Priest and stir the pot. Because I think that Raw, just to keep it going and having because Seth has done great with the championship, right? If he keeps it for a long time, I'm not gonna, hate on that. But I don't see anybody being a legitimate contender unless it's Gunther when he drops it to Drew, because Drew is facing Gunther at SummerSlam. That ain't changing. So after that, you can get Gunther versus Seth after that if he keeps the title. But also we have Damian Priest with that briefcase. So there's an interesting dynamic there with Finn and all that. By the end of the year, I want to see Finn lead Judgment Day, though. That's where I'll stay. And I think this is how you get him there.
Oh, of course. Of course. I would definitely want. Okay, so they're not going to release the Royal Rumble. I'm hearing Royal Rumble going to be in Orlando. Yeah, I'm hearing it's going to be in Orlando. So that's going to be it. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be wild.
Yeah, having niggas come down to the crib. Cause my thing is that when you say Finn coming out of Judgment Day, you got Shinsuke, you got Cody, got Damian Priest, you got Gunther, right? Raw has challengers. That's why I'm saying the configuration of Roman. That's why I'm saying it gotta be a big dog. It gotta be a big dog, right? Can't be AJ, can't be Edge, and Grayson Waller, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like it gotta be a big dog. It gotta be an imposing figure, right? And I think that, like you say, I don't know what's gonna give the storyline enough juice, but I think just seeing Roman and Bobby stand in front, you know what I'm saying? Like again, Roman can tell Bobby, like, yo, remember you only got your win over Brock because of me, right? That Royal Rumble spear, Bobby took advantage, right? Like, so Roman got a little boy Bobby, you know what I'm saying, and tell him like, yo, man, like, listen, I'm gonna be honest. I heard what you said on the internet, but you this championship right here that I got, you wouldn't even have even smelt it if I haven't done what I did, if I wasn't the try. You know what I'm saying? You can really little boy Bobby, and Bobby can take his glasses off and be like, you know what I mean? Like that, I'm with that, man. You know what I'm saying? It don't take, listen, I'm a dude, right? It don't take much to get me going. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta walk past a nigga. You feel me? You know what I mean?
Bobby's gonna talk his shit, but I think that Roman is going to try to cook him on the mic for sure. But that's not happening until fall at the very earliest. So we got some time before that. But you feel like Seth, what do you think is gonna happen with Seth though? Do you think that Finn idea I had is happening, or you think that Finn and Damian Priest are gonna go after the tag team titles?
I mean, honestly, I don't.
You don't know.
Judgment Day to me, they got their hand in too many pots. So I don't know, right? You got them with, like you say, Sammy and KO, and then you got Dominic want to get Wesley for the North American Championship. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Damian Priest having a match with Seth Rollins for the title, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like they got Carmelo Hayes, they down there fucking with Carmelo Hayes. You know what I'm saying? Like them niggas got their hands in so many fucking pots right now. I don't know what we talk about motivation on the other end. I don't. And mommy said they want all the gold. Okay, how y'all about to get all of it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the order of operation here? You know what I mean? I think Finn is a really great standalone artist for sure. Judgment Day works with Dom, Rhea, Damien. They always seem like 4 was too many. Even in the intro, it got 3 little fucking praying niggas on there, and there's 4 niggas that walk out. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think that what
3 little praying niggas. 3 little praying niggas, and 4 niggas walk out. You have facts though. It's what happens when they put.
I'm like, yo, was I missing something? Did I miss another praying nigga out there? You know what I'm saying?
I never considered that though. I never. No, you didn't bring it for nothing. I just think I never thought of it like that. This 3.
You know what I'm saying? It sounded like Bailey coming out too at first. I'm getting. That's why Samantha got confused. You know what I'm saying? Like they got it's the same shit, man. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man. I feel like Finn is a really good standalone guy. You know what I'm saying? I respect Finn.
Mean, if they're doing Finn again, please make it a stipulation. Other than that, like I don't see anybody that could face Seth on the roster. I really don't know. And we'll see. I think Monday we might get some more answers on that. So we'll see it tomorrow. Yeah. The perfect person would have been Randy Orton. I mean, I hope he's well. I hope he might be retiring because of his back injury. The doctors don't want him to come back. They advise him not to return. But I hope that's not the last of Randy Orton, man. But he would have been the perfect person to compete against Seth at WrestleMania, SummerSlam. But I don't think that's happening.
Yeah. Nah. Leave Randy where he at, brother.
No, he's giving enough to the business. You know, it's unfortunate.
The game ain't miss a beat. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
To be quite honest, bro, Alexa Bliss, Bray Wyatt, Mato, Randy Orton, we ain't miss none of y'all niggas. To be quite honest, you know what I'm saying? that everybody that Randy Orton been with the past, you know what I'm saying, 2 years really ain't. Nigga, stay away, brother. You know what I'm saying, nigga? You know, that's what I'm trying to say.
There are two people that I want Randy Orton to come back and have their one match with, and that's Matt Riddle and Cody Rhodes. Those two angles I think would have been great for his return at some point. But if it's injury and your health is at risk, just retire, man, and get your Hall of Fame next year WrestleMania, and just take it easy on yourself and your body. You're set for your life, so just enjoy your life with your kids, But it would be great if we saw those angles, just like with John Cena. There's a couple of angles I would like to see with him before he really left to Hollywood. But shit happens. You get older.
Cena, bro.
Huh?
What angles you wanted to see with John Cena?
Like, I mean, him and the Fiend thing was cute and all. It was fun, but I wanted a real feud, and then him and Samoa Joe, I thought could have been a really good angle. But Joe got injured when they were trying to do the WrestleMania that way back when, so we never got that. Um, him and Cody would be fun. Him and Cody would have been fun. But yeah, those are the kind of people that I would have think he could have. But those are just a few things I was thinking about. But no, they did what they had to do. I think right now, the main guys, Roman, Seth, the Drews, the Sheamus, Bobbies, those guys are like the veterans that are holding the fort down. And then we have the OGs and the Rey Mysterios and Edges that will be leaving soon, but they are holding it down for like the nostalgia shit. So we'll see what goes on. Like, life moves on, and like, we're old, man. We're seeing our guys that we grew up with now are retiring, like, and ending their careers. Where I remember when Randy Orton got debuted, I remember when it happened. I was like, oh shit, this guy's new. Let's see what he can do. I didn't know he was gonna be what he was, but now it's coming to the end. It's crazy.
We only just begun to live. It's time that is,
Hey,
that time.
What did you say? No one's gonna take what you done to me. No, it's time to shine. Gotta take what's mine. Remember that shit?
How don't I remember it? Acting me like I'm his little nephew and shit. Like, nah. Remember that? Like, what?
Nah, man. Some people don't remember that. All they know is voices, man. But yeah, man. Shout out to Randy Orton.
Yeah, like your nephew, nigga. What you talking about, bro? Like, evolution of mystery. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying. Just checking. Man, I know CM Punk brought you back, so maybe you didn't remember.
Yo, CM Punk brought me back during the pipe bomb because, listen, once I saw Randy Orton punt niggas, right, I was like, oh, we Gucci. And then he stopped punting niggas. And I'm like, okay, I guess times have changed. So that means I gotta leave, right? Skinhead Randy Orton, right, had me looking up, do I want to go AWOL from the Marine Corps too? You know what I'm saying? Like that, like he was influencing me that type of way. Like, that's the type of influence Randy had on me in 2009. You know what I'm saying? Like, do I want to ruin my life and not get benefits to possibly be a wrestler? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, honestly, deadass, if Randy never made it, cause he fucked his life up. Like, yo, you get a dishonorable discharge, you can't do anything. Right? You can't, it's like a death sentence, bro. Like a felony type shit. Man, like a dishonorable discharge from the military, you don't get no benefits, you don't do nothing, bro. That nigga Randy was like, I guess I'll be a wrestler then. You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't for me. This shit ain't for me.
But we also at WrestleMania are probably gonna get Tristan, Becky, and Shayna. And
why would we wait to WrestleMania? That's so long.
I mean, to SummerSlam. SummerSlam.
Oh, okay, back.
Oh, my bad. SummerSlam, Trish and Becky.
Get that shit too.
But here's the thing, though. I don't think that we can get all these matches because, like, you got Bianca, Asuka, Charlotte. There's mad matches. You got Becky and Trish, Shayna and Ronda,
Right.
um, Rhea and maybe Reina. I mean Raquel. I'm not sure if they're doing that. Now that's just the women. And then you got the tag team titles. I'm not sure. You know. Um,
Oh, it's SummerSlam. This is gonna be like 7 hours. Come on, give me more. And we
so
need to fill this up. We got
you got
Ricochet and Logan Paul. Okay.
Gunther and Drew. You got Roman and Jay. Whoever Seth is facing. Logan and Ricochet. Did we already get that one?
Yeah.
All right. Shit, that's already 9 matches, bro.
That's
We
it.
Tag team match, Judgment Day versus Sammy and KO, probably.
Got that on here already. The only
LA
match
Knight,
we missed
LA Knight,
is
Austin Theory.
okay, bam, and that's it. Thank you for bringing that up. LA Knight. Oh yeah, that nigga is goddamn. Cause when I hear that little motherfucking auto-tune thing, oh yeah, nigga, I be getting amped, nigga.
It reminds whenever I see him, it reminds me when we saw him at Wale Mania, you know, and you know, he was just, you know, he had his girl and whatever, you know, and we're walking down the street, you're like, yeah, and he's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
you know, and back, you know, just I just knew that, you know, I mean, he was already getting over at NXT, but yeah, he was down to make it, bro. Like he needs to become the United States champion at this point. Austin Theory has
Bro,
already done that.
imagine LA Knight at this Wale Mania. It ain't gonna be the same as LA Knight
Oh,
last Wale Mania.
nah, it won't.
It's gonna be a totally different experience this Wale Mania LA Knight.
Yeah.
So I need you to know it's gonna be a whole bunch of
Yeah.
all night long, brother. Like
For
you're gonna have to do
sure.
that shit all night long. Brother.
Exactly. But yeah, he's on another level right now. So I'm glad to see his come up. But yeah, let's wrap it up. Let's get out of here. Before we get out of here, I just want to give a shout out to we started with 2 great black wrestlers who have made a big, you know, accomplishment in their careers. Willow and Ricky Starks to win the Owen Hart Classic. We're gonna end with 2, and Leo Rush won the AEW X Division Championship, and Naomi, aka Trinity, you know, winning the Impact Women's Championship at Slammiversary. So shout out to them. Just want to show them some love before we get up out of here.
Kenny King too won the Digital Media Championship. You know what I'm
Shout out
saying?
to Kenny King, man. I met him at ROH versus what was that? New York City ROH Supercard of Honor. Yeah.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kenny King. You know, our 6 degrees of separation with MVP allows him to network. You know what I'm saying? You know, we might possibly be able to tap into. Shout out to MVP too, man. You know, haven't really tapped in with him too often, but I hope all is well with him doing right. You know, listen, man. Back last year, a couple years ago, we were just like, yo, we just want to see my man, and he came and had a resurgence. He allowed to see his son be a big time boss with the suits and walk around with big dogs, and like that second career that he got over this past couple years has been very special.
He's another guy that needs to be put in the Hall of Fame.
For sure.
You know, so I think that's coming up soon for sure. He's it's due, and I hope actually I would love to be there in the building just to see him get inducted, man. And shout out to MVP, man. He's definitely Hall of Fame worthy. Can't wait to see that.
Come on, all in over here. Yo, so like no expectations on this part, but expectations on this part from us. Me and Chidi talked about it. And a little less rigorous and strenuous. You'll still catch us Saturdays. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make time for y'all late night to be, you know, the decency and marrow of this joint. But what we're gonna try to do is also give a little bit more flexibility to the schedule. You know what I'm saying? Whenever we are able to hop on, whether it's not our regularly scheduled program, you're going to catch us putting up with notifications. Make sure you get that little ding button. You might catch me on the solo joint. You might catch
Hit the
Chidi on the
bell.
solo. Might, you know what I'm saying? Might catch us ranting. Might catch a top 5. You know what I'm saying? Might just catch us smoking a joint, hitting hole, talking about what's on our mind because we done fuck around and got high and want to talk wrestling. But we're going to try to be a little bit more leisuristic around here. We will give us a little more consistency. Y'all seeing us more. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the main thing. You know what I
Speaking
mean?
of,
So,
I'll give you one of my takes right now, which I didn't get to. Shotzi, she cut her hair. She had a good promo.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, you just mentioned that Bailey's injured, but I was really interested in seeing her and Bailey link it up and, have a match. But I think that when somebody cuts their hair on the program, although I think she's doing it for supporting her sister who was diagnosed with cancer, I hope that she's doing all right and get well soon. And, that's tough. But I think that when people cut their hair, it's always an opportunity for getting heat because I always love the drama of a hair versus hair match. Imagine her and Bailey being in a match and she cutting her hair, or Bailey winning it, and she having to cut her hair and she cuts her own hair, rather than Bailey taking the razor. She does it herself, and it's still the same effect. She's doing her on her own volition, and she's looking crazy, and she scares Bailey away after cutting her own hair. I thought it would have been a great touch for, let's say, a SummerSlam angle, or even a night before SummerSlam angle, if you want to do that, just to get a little bit more of a rub on Bailey and Shotzi in that moment. But yeah, man, I still think that Shotzi has potential to grow from this, and we'll see what goes down. But with unfortunately Bailey potentially getting injured, we'll see what goes down with that angle. But I thought it was interesting. what they're doing with her.
I like Shotzi a lot. I think when she was on that Evolve show that ended up on the WWE Network, and she had that crazy ass spot, and I'm like, yo, the green hair chick with the crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that was my introduction. Shotzi. And we kind of been when she got NXT and did the training and everything like that. Like, so we've been rooting for a minute. Not only is she doing something brave like shaving her hair for her sister, she also got engaged, right? You know what I'm saying? So congratulations to her on there, and you know what I'm saying. And again, to your point, there's always business to be made in personal life, right? So never pass up on an opportunity to do business because you can increase or enhance your personal life if you do good business. So I can completely understand that. But I also love the promo, right? I thought it was different. I thought it was unique. I thought it was very
taking the power into her own hands, and
right. So I think she included business with it. It just was expedited a bit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think to your point, right? I think she was like, I'm going to do it. I'm still going to have it a part storyline, but my sister just cut her hair. I can't wait a whole nother month. I want to do it now, type thing. I'm pretty sure, right? So I think that was really, it was really good. It was shocking too, right? I was not very. I mean,
definitely didn't expect it.
They cut their hair. It was the extensions, right? Which or the wig or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean?
But the razor to the freaking skull.
Exactly. That's impactful. That's different. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Shotzi, man. And not to pivot to take the power away from women in the show with a strong performance from a woman. But as we were speaking about black wrestlers, we did not speak about Alex Kane being the new MLW World Heavyweight Champion, right? I mean,
finally beat Alex Hammerstone after like 400 days. So shout out to that dude. I want to go back and watch the match because I haven't got a chance to tap into LMW in a minute, but that's a moment that I got to check out.
Yeah. Oh man, Athena and Willow is gonna be popping. I can't. We
It's gonna be a good week.
We got a good week. We got you know what I'm saying. We got Ring of Honor Friday. You know what I'm saying, as a pay-per-view, followed by or preceded by Roman making his appearance back on SmackDown. You know what I'm saying. And then we got, you know, Cody laid down the gauntlet for Brock. You know what I'm saying? And you attacked me for no damn reason. I ain't never forget.
That's another match we didn't mention.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so
We even mentioned Brock and Cody. We didn't even mention that on the list. That's like 10 matches, bro.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. We got the Blood and Guts on AEW. You know, we got Ilja Dragunov and Braun Breaker and NXT going on. Their feud down there. It's interesting to see what they do down there. That should slap. But yeah, we got a lot of good wrestling coming out this week. So we'll be back. We'll be back to tap in. You know, whether throughout the week or next Saturdays, depending on how things go. But yeah, if I have any takes, I'll slide on here and I'll, you know, chop up with y'all for a little bit. You know, if I have anything crazy to say.
My man, thank you for the time.
Yes, man. Thank you for the time. All is love. Everything is wrestling. We'll see you guys next week. Tap in with us on all the media socialness.
Peace out.
Peace.